Aye, shepherd's pie. Greetings from the Philippines. Well, I'm back. And guess where I am? I'm in the Kingswick Hotel in Dumaguete, which I can't recommend highly enough. But even better than that, I'm having a sit down with my new friend Frank. Now, I can tell you something. I don't know an awful lot about this guy, but I know he's going to be interesting, because the little I do know about him has blown my mind. And you know me on his channel, I don't blow smoke. If someone's a boring fucker, I say they're a boring fucker, but this guy has got an interesting life, I believe. So buckle up, enjoy the ride. Frank, thanks for sitting down, mate. Welcome to the channel.
Yeah, thank you very much.
So tell me a little bit about yourself. Where you come from? Where did it all begin?
Yeah, I'm Norwegian. I'm 25 years old. As when people ask.
Nice, you've had hard paper around.
Yeah. I've lived and traveled a lot. I lived 3 years in California, 6 years in Canada, 8 years in Denmark, lived in Spain, but born in Norway. I've been here in Philippines now for 6 months.
I'll tell you what I'm going to do now, Frank. I'm going to slow you down, because if we carry on at this rate, the interview is going to be done in 5 minutes. So whereabouts in Norway were you born?
Yeah, I was born in Trondheim, which is the old capital of Norway before they turned it over to Oslo. It's in the center of Norway.
Big place, what's the population there?
Yeah, it's about 300,000, not too huge.
Not a big place by world standards.
International standards.
Okay. Big family or?
No, I have two brothers. I have an ex-wife and I have 2 children.
Okay, so did you go to university or?
I didn't do too much school because I started DJing at a young age.
There you go, that's what we're getting at. So you were a DJ when you were younger?
Yeah, I was.
What sort of music was that?
It started out being commercial music, and then it got more and more alternative, and as you got bored playing the commercial stuff. So I did that professionally for about 7 years.
So what kind of time period would that be? What year are we talking about?
I started DJing at the radio station in 1987, 86, 87.
So it was a radio station?
I started in the radio station.
Because I thought we were like legal raves or something happening.
Raves didn't exist in 86. It was too early.
No, about 90 in the UK. You said you did it in
So I met an English guy called Paul Ray. He was at the radio station working at a brand new nightclub in Trondheim. And he said, "Hey Frankie, I'm going on vacation. I need you to step in and fill in for me while I'm gone." So he taught me how to mix. It was vinyl. And one of his best friends is a famous DJ in the UK and stuff, I found out. But he showed me the stuff, very knowledgeable about music. So that's how that started. So I started playing in the clubs, 17 years old.
So you were getting paid gigs at 17 years old? You've led a charmed life, haven't you? And you did that for 7 years?
I did it professionally for 7 years, yeah. So I did all the clubs in Trondheim, and then I got a contract with a booking agency, so I started traveling. Go to the northern part of Norway, to Tromsø, and it sounds there. I went to the southern part, went to Denmark, I went to Spain and played. And it was good times. I was in Lanzarote.
I thought you were going to say Ibiza.
No, I did not.
It was a bit before Ibiza. I might have seen you play. So what made you stop doing that?
It was too hard on life, too much party and stuff. So I stopped that, and I switched careers and turned into a golf professional. So that's my education. So I educated myself teaching golf.
I was about to say, how the hell do you turn into a golf professional?
It's a bit of a contrast, right?
Presumably you were playing golf in your youth or something. It's not something...
No, I did not. I was bored in the daytime being a DJ, so I needed something to do in the daytime. Instead of partying every night.
Okay.
I got up early. I went to the golf course, started playing, and then I went to the States. My dad moved to the States, so I went over there, started playing there.
What did your dad do? Did he move to the States? Was that for his work or?
Yeah, he went over there. He's a car guy. He founded an American car club of Norway. So he went over there. So he did some export of vehicles to Norway. So I picked up motorcycles at night and played golf in the daytime.
But when you started playing golf, presumably you didn't go in with the intention of being a professional. Like you just were really good at it, and you realised.
Yeah, I was halfway decent, and I met a Swedish professional in Napa Valley, California, and I played myself down to a 7 handicap without ever being on the range or taking any lessons.
Wow.
And he said, "Hey, buddy, I can help you." So because I knew a lot of people there, so if you get me some clients, I'll give you free lessons. Sure. So after 1 year, I was a scratch player.
Wow. And what age are we now?
This is in 80, late 80s.
Right.
I'm born in 69. I'm not 25, you know that. So not really young, but you know. And he's the guy who inspired me to pursue the career of being a golf teacher myself.
Okay, but you played professionally, didn't you?
Yeah, I played on the Canadian Tour in 2004.
How did that happen then?
That was a freak accident. No, I lived in Canada for 6 years on and off because my ex-wife was a student. So I played there, and I met some people, 2 doctors from South Africa. So I played around with them, and I shot a 62. So it's 10 under par.
Wow.
And 2-3 months later in that town, Kamloops, British Columbia, there was going to be a qualifier for the Canadian Tour. So they asked me, "Hey man, you should qualify." I said, "I don't have $2,000 to qualify." "No problem, you'll pay for it." So they paid and I qualified.
I see a pattern for it here. I'm going to ask you what your lottery numbers are in this interview, because it's seemed to fall in your lap. So what was that year like then? That must have been amazing.
Yeah, it was. It was just hard because I mean it takes a lot of money to play in the tour. You know, you got to travel. You need your hotel. You need your caddy. And I was actually teaching at that point in Canada. So I was
teaching golf.
Yeah, I was teaching. So I was going to try and play and make money, but too hard, man. You need a sponsor. You need a backing. So I played, I think, 3 tournaments, only the local ones there, because they play in South America, they play in America, they play a lot of different places. So I just couldn't afford with the travel costs.
How did you do? Did you do well in these tournaments?
I made the cut in the first tournament. 57th place, I think. I made $890 or something like that.
A question, just because I mean I didn't know we were going there with this.
Yeah.
Presumably, the better you are, the more you can charge for lessons, can you? I mean, if you've won like a couple of opens or whatever, and you teach then, or is it like kind of a blanket rate, or?
I don't know if it works like that. Because some of the best teachers in the world who charge us a lot of money never won a big tournament, and they probably never played really good golf themselves either. But they're good teachers.
Yeah. So it's the act of actually being able to explain it rather than actually being able to.
Yeah, but I definitely think it's an advantage being a player and being there as a player and also a teacher, because then you have both sides of the game, so you understand.
But I'm sure Tiger Woods could charge a lot for a lesson.
I'm sure he could. He'll charge a lot just showing his face somewhere. So. Yeah.
So after you'd done the 3 competitions, you went back to did you knock the golf on the head, or did you just go back to being a full-time teacher?
Yeah, after that I was a teacher, teaching golf, and did some other jobs, some different stuff, because in Norway, when we moved back from Canada, we only have a 6-month golf season.
Right.
So it's very limited.
Because of the snow and all that.
Yeah, it's cold and we got snow and stuff. So it's not that easy being a full-time teaching professional in Norway.
Right. Yeah, no, I can imagine.
Huh?
I can imagine.
Yeah.
Because that's probably similar weather to Canada.
Yeah.
Although someone told me recently that Canada's the coldest country on the planet. I don't know if that's true or not. But
I'm not sure.
No.
It's a big country, so it depends where you are, I guess.
So how long was your golfing? Was that what you did the majority of your life, or?
I did 6 years in Canada. I lived there 6 years, but golfing I've done since late 1991. I think I got my first PGA credentials.
Right.
So now 1999, I got my PGA credentials. So 25 years.
Wow.
Teaching golf.
Wow. So what was your next move after Canada?
We moved back to Norway.
Right.
Yeah. Got my first child born in Canada, back to Norway.
So we skipped out of marriage here then, because you were divorced before you went over here. So you got married again in Canada, or?
No, I got married the first time in America when I was in the States.
Okay.
So we went back to Norway.
Okay.
And she wanted to do an education, so we moved to Canada and then back to Norway.
I do apologise. I thought we'd had a divorce in the middle of that.
The divorce is only 3-4 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right. This is there's a bit of noise going in the background. I get a bit distracted. That's why I thought the divorce thing was there, like with couple of years anyway. Okay, so what happened then after that when you're back in Norway?
Yeah, moved back there, got a child, got another one, got 2.
Okay.
So being a family man and doing a little bit of different jobs, working in sales and having the golf in the summer, doing that, and being a husband and being a father. Then I picked up DJing again because the DJ thing got more interesting. So in about 2008, 2009, I started doing 1 gig a month. Bought the new equipment because the vinyl was kind of too tricky. So got into the digital DJ thing. So I did that, maybe a gig here and there for a while. So I've been doing the DJ thing now for maybe once a month, a couple of times when I feel like doing it.
I've got a couple of questions here because I get subject because I'm finding this really. You're going to answer a few questions. That I grew up in the old chemical generation in the UK, so I was like right in the raving and things, and I love a lot of the DJs. And I was watching an interview a couple of months ago, and it was Brandon Block and Judge Jules on one of the channels, and they were saying how much easier it got from the vinyl days, in the sense that you used to have to carry around all these bags, but now it was all on discs. And I'm sitting there thinking, well, how do you mix discs? So presumably what, they record the mixes before they go to the gigs and it's already done? Because I don't understand how, if you're not using vinyl, how you DJ.
I mean, both of the things you're saying are true. I mean, first of all, being a DJ in the old days, you had to carry all the cases and you have to have 12 inches and stuff. It's a lot of work, and you have a limited amount of music. Could be a good thing, also a bad thing. And then it went over to CDs, right? So from vinyl to CDs. So Denon and whoever, they made CD players with pitch control, so it worked like a record player, so you can mix.
So you are still mixing?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then it got into the USB stuff, so you put your music on a USB stick or just have it on your laptop, and the controlling instrument is not a turntable anymore, but it works in the same fashion, but it has a lot more options. You can put in loops, you can put in cue points, you can do so much more to manipulate the music and mix it. Okay. So today, being a DJ today, anybody can be a DJ today. You can download free music if you do it illegally. You can download free software, and you can put on like sync and auto control, and it fucking does it all by itself.
Right.
So things have changed a bit.
This will be the last video I do for the channel. I'm going to be a DJ tomorrow. That's me done. And the other question was, you were saying that you could only do it for certain months of the year doing the old golf teaching.
Yeah.
And then you could only do it for certain months in Norway. Presumably some people must like do a world circuit or something. And I mean, if you wanted to do it full time, could you like gone to South Africa and you know what I mean, move around?
Yeah. So that's one of the reasons I came here to Philippines, because my good friend in Norway who owns Kingswick, the restaurant we're sitting at right now, he asked me if I didn't want to come down here, and teach a little golf and do a little this, and it's a thing I've been looking for the winter, because I hate the cold. Doing some teaching and doing stuff like that.
Have we not jumped a few years ago? Because I think we've got 6 years doing the golf, 7 years doing the DJing, 6 years doing the golf. There must have been a bit of in between there, wasn't there?
No, golfing. I've been teaching golf since 1999.
Right.
Yeah. So that's 25.
Okay, so that was 25. Basically before you came to the Philippines. That's what you're doing.
Yeah.
Okay. Right. Now we'll get to the Philippines then.
Yeah.
So how long have you been in?
Been here. What is it now? Around 5 months in total.
Oh my God, less than me.
Yeah.
It's not often I meet someone.
Fresh off the boat, man.
Right.
Yeah.
And was it your first experience of an Asian country?
No, I went to Thailand for the first time in an Asian country last year.
For a holiday or to work or?
no, for a holiday. I went to South Africa for a few weeks, and I went straight there to Philippines.
Where did you go in Thailand?
I went to with a friend to Pattaya, the Pattaya area. So we brought our golf clubs and played a lot of golf there.
I've heard there was. I mean, I lived in Pattaya for I lived in a place called Dumaguete for about 6 months. I'm not a golfer, but I had heard there were some very good golf courses in that area.
Yeah. So played golf with him. Was there for a good month or so, and took my diving certificate to start diving, which I've also been doing here.
Oh, you did that in Pattaya?
Yeah.
What did you do? Your paddy or your
Yeah,
SSO?
paddy. Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
So it's a new passion, new hobby.
Well, I was a diver for many years, but I've not dived in a long time. Never dived in Thailand, never dived there. What was it like diving in Pattaya?
Yeah, well, first time diving, it was great, but after coming here and diving here, it's better diving here.
So how many dives have you done now?
I have done 40 dives here. I did 40 dives in just over 2 months here.
Wow, that's a lot of diving.
Yeah. I went local, so that's.
You're addicted.
Yeah, addicted to diving.
What did you think of Thailand? I mean,
What I think about Thailand?
Yeah, I know Pattaya's not really Thailand,
it is what it is. But I love the food in Thailand. I thought the food was amazing.
but
It's not as amazing here. I think the food is
the food
better.
in Thailand's the best food in the world.
Yeah,
But, there we go. Big step though, coming out to Philippines to take a job like that.
Yeah, but I'm easygoing guy. I adjust easily.
So you're still with your family? You're still with you? The divorce was 4 years ago, you say?
Yeah.
Okay. And you got a job at the Kingswick where I stayed the other week. That's where we met. What's your top? What do you actually do here?
I don't do much.
No. I get confused because you're more golfing. You're not actually working. Yeah. So you're doing your golf and your thing.
No, basically, I'm representing the owner.
Yeah.
He's in Norway, so when he needs something done, and just make sure that things run correctly, bring up some ideas. Yeah.
And how are you finding? I mean, have you been anywhere else in the Philippines or just Dumaguete?
No, I'm a member of a motorcycle club here, a family-oriented club called the Roadrunners. So I've done some bike rides around.
A family-orientated club.
Yeah, it's not like a 1%
That means
club.
you're not 1% club. Right?
No, it's not. So
Because you were terrifying me before when you said you were a bike. I thought, oh my God, he's like, what are you?
yeah, so I've been to Bohol and been to Cebu Island. So we've been a few places, but there's still a whole lot to explore.
So did you have a motorbike in Norway? Then?
No, I did in America. So when I lived in America for 3 years, my job there was to go pick up motorcycles in the evening. So I've driven any motorcycle you can think of, a Harley or
Wow.
any kind, racing bikes, cruising bike. So it's been on standby for a few years. But coming down here, I'm taking it up again. So I'm driving a 650 Kawasaki Ninja here, and I love it. It's freedom, out driving.
A Kawasaki
Ninja.
Ninja. Okay.
It's a 650 cc.
Oh, it's a big bike. I don't know my bike.
For
That
here,
sounds like
it's
a big bike.
Yeah, it's big enough for here for sure.
Okay. So, what do you think of the Philippines?
Yeah, I like the Philippines, and I want to stay here. So.
So your plans are long term in the Philippines then?
Yeah, I don't have any concrete plans.
No.
I've never had, because you have to just go with the flow and see what happens. But I like the Philippines. It's an interesting country, an interesting city, interesting area. I mean, the weather it's a number one for me because I hate the cold, so the weather is great. The people are nice, and it's quite international here. You have people from Norway, Sweden, Swiss, Australian, and stuff. So I always say we all come from. People ask me, where are you from? I say, I'm from Earth. I think we're all from here, right?
So has anything surprised you? I mean, has there been one thing that you've been, oh Christ, I didn't know it would be that good. And has anything disappointed you? I mean,
I don't get surprised easily. I try to always look at things in a positive frame of mind. There are some things that not perfect, but no country in the world.
No, but I mean, it surprised you in a good way. I mean, when I first got to Sydney, I was amazed how friendly the people were.
Yeah.
You know,
yeah.
I just blew my mind. Is there anything you thought, my God, I didn't think it would be this good? Or was it kind of what you expected?
Yeah, I don't know. I don't. Nothing really surprises me.
Okay.
It takes a lot. But in general, it's been a very positive experience.
Okay. So tell us a little bit about the Kingswick then, as your representative. What's because I mean it's a hotel. I tell you fellas, because I've stayed here a couple of times now, and the fact that I've stayed here a couple of times tells you that obviously I like the place. But you've done a lot over the last few months, haven't you? You're doing a lot to make it more like a kind of more than a hotel, more than like something for the community. So what do you do?
Yeah, like you said, it's a small hotel. It's got 8 rooms in a big apartment on one floor, and then at the top where we're sitting now, it's the restaurant. So before I came, there was no activities here. You know, we have the restaurant, it's open, we serve food, breakfast, and whatever. So with my background being a DJ and musical oriented, I started booking in some bands. We had some events. We had Dumaguete Got Talent. We have the X Factor competition. Right behind me here, I put in some dart boards. So we're doing some dart nights. We're going to have a big tournament coming up in May. We're going to arrange that. We're not a typical, we don't want to be a typical expat restaurant. We want to be open for everybody. We're doing some changes to our menu. I always want to have food also catering to the Filipinos, both the content and the price. So we're not a high-end restaurant, but really focusing on the quality of what we're doing.
And the food is good. I've eaten it a few times, and the food is good quality. What are the long-term plans for it? I mean, has anything you've tried to do not worked? And has anything that you've tried to do taken off more than you thought it would?
Yeah, you know, we have to try stuff. I did maybe too much live music in the beginning, and it didn't work out because everybody does live music. So I thought, okay, I'm doing only one night. So, and it's a trial and error because I'm not afraid to try anything. I'm willing to try anything to see if it works, and we have to do it for a certain amount of time. We have to fail to succeed.
Very true. Very true.
But when I thought about doing the X Factor competition, I thought, yeah, let's do an X Factor competition. And that worked amazingly well. We were fully booked. It was crazy.
What's that then? How does that work?
No, it's a competition. Come show your talent.
Okay.
Or Dumaguete Got Talent. Come sing and show off your singing talents. So after I did it, we were packed. We never had so many people for the final. 2-3 other restaurants in this town, we're going to do the same thing. So obviously it was something that worked. So it worked better than I thought it did.
You know what my name is, don't you?
Simon.
Yeah. And you know
Simon Cowan.
And a few people said who I look like. Why haven't you got me here doing the judging?
I would need the judges. We're going to do a new one. Probably a talent show again. I'm going to run it for a little bit longer period of time. And on the subject, I found it very interesting with the Filipinos. I mean, every Filipino, or 90% of them, they can sing. They're musical.
They can sing.
I go fill up my gas tank and they're singing. Anywhere you go. So.
See, that's an interesting thing because I don't know where I sit on this in the sense that when I was in Thailand, because I was there for 7 years, they can all sing. And when you come to the Philippines, about 90% can sing. I've heard a couple of bad voices, but I've never heard any in Thailand. But I've interviewed over the last few months a couple of girls who were half Filipino, in the sense that they'd moved to Australia. One of them, a lovely girl called Chanel. Her mother was Filipino, she'd gone over there, but had an Australian father, cannot sing a note. And that's got me thinking, because I always thought it's like a genetic thing that Filipinos and Thailand. But when you speak to a couple who can't sing, who are like half Filipino, you think, well, maybe it's just the fact they sing every day that they learn to sing. I don't know. But
yeah.
People can sing in Asia. It's a strange thing.
Practice makes permanent.
If I had some staying power, I might succeed at something. Well, there you go. So, just a couple of last questions, and we'll knock this off because I know you're a very busy man. How long's Kingswick been going?
I think it opened in 2017.
Okay, so a long time.
2017, I think they started building the hotel, and obviously you had the COVID thing coming on, and it was shut down. So it's been for a while, and we also have a big house up in Naiba that we also rent out, like a luxury house with a swimming pool and whatever. So there's two things that we're having for people to enjoy.
What's it like running a business? I mean, in terms, I know quite a few people who own businesses, and I'm not trying to get you in any trouble here in terms of no, but I mean, in Pattaya, for example, where you've been, it's a very cutthroat business. I think something like 90% of the bars go under every year because people buy it, they don't know what they're doing, but it's really hard to, you know, what's it like competing with the other bars and that here? Is it difficult?
Yeah, obviously it's very tough. You know, there's. But I mean, we have two legs to stand on here. We have a hotel, which is running very good. We have a lot of people pretty much all the time. We have a restaurant now that's going okay. It's room for improvement, but we're doing good. We're not renting. This place is owned.
Oh wow!
Yeah. So a lot of the new restaurants, they have to pay rent. They don't own it, and obviously there's too many of them. So, you know, the people start up and it's tough because the rent's too high and stuff like that. So people who own their own place, I think they're going to be okay as long as they provide decent service and entertainment, food, whatever. I think they're going to be okay.
You know what you're doing and you put the effort in, you can
I think you
it.
can. But renting is not going to be easy.
Yeah. If you don't negotiate a good deal on the rent, then you're screwed.
Yeah.
And the chap who owns the Kingswick, has he got any more anywhere else in the Philippines, or is it just it's not a chain, it's just a one-off?
No, it's a chain. It's my friend and his wife who owns the place, and for now they're very happy with what they're doing, and they come down here, you know, once, twice a year to enjoy it themselves, but because they live in Norway and are busy at the moment doing their work up there.
And presumably, if this place, because I mean, again, I don't know the books or anything, but I just know I've been here several times over the last few months. In the time you've been here, and hopefully your Norwegian guy will watch this. My God, it's got better. It's get busier and busier and busier and busier, and you take a lot of that credit, Frank, or probably all of that credit. Has it tended you to get into the old restaurant business, or open another one, or a bar, or whatever? It must do, surely.
Yeah, not really.
No?
It hasn't. I just I enjoy people. I enjoy meeting new people. I met you. I meet a lot of interesting people, and I'm very committed. It doesn't matter what I do. If I'm DJing or teaching somebody how to play golf or trying to come with some good ideas to what to do here, I'm very committed and dedicated in what I do. But I also get impatient, or if once you're done with a project, or you know, we've gotten it to a certain place, then it's time to move on. Maybe do something else.
Yeah. Okay. Well, I really appreciate your time, Frank. You are, and I say this seriously, well, you're a good bloke, but I mean, I only interview good blokes. You're a very interesting bloke, Frank. I've got a funny feeling I could know you for another few months and you'd always have a new story or something else that would surprise me. And he's also a good darts player. Thanks for sitting down with us, mate. It's been a pleasure talking to you. Hopefully you enjoyed the video. I know there's been a bit of noise in the background, but that just adds to the authenticity. We do raw vlogs on here. If you did like the video, hit the like button. If you subscribed, it would make me very happy. But whether you do, whether you don't, wherever you are, stay safe, be lucky.